Scale Modelling Twins. I am at Fighterworld, the museum at Williamstown, New South Wales. Thought you'd want to have a look at something. So this is something you don't see every day, or maybe you do, depends where you hang out. So this is a Royce Merlin Type 46. This is the engine that was used to power the Spitfire Mark 4, 5 and 7. This is a one of the exhibits we have in the museum. So I want to just show you some of the details on it that you may or may not be familiar with. So it's a V12. It's got stonking big cylinders here. So they've got a bore of 5.4 inches and a stroke of 6 inches. And the way this all works is you've got a starter motor down here, which is one of the things that happened with this one, is they went from what they call a Kaufman starter, which is literally like a gunfire, pressurization from a shotgun pellet, if you like, in a magazine would help crank the engine. This one was replaced with a starter motor, electric starter motor. So that's there. It's got a stonking big carburetor at the back there, double throat carby, and you can see the size of it. Absolutely massive. So a lot of airflow comes in the bottom. There's a scoop under the airframe. Air comes in the bottom there into the center of this bit here. This is the supercharger. So the air mixed with fuel in that bit down there goes into the impeller, spins around. This is driven by the engine output. Spins around, pressurizes the air to about 16 psi, air fuel mixture, into the center of the V there, into that manifold there, and then breaks off into these two on each side. From there, they go into each cylinder head, and it's a crossflow. So the input air is there, and the output air is, of course, there. So you've also got two lots of spark plugs. You've got this rail down the center there with all the spark plug leads, and they break off one for each cylinder there, and they're fed from a magneto on the side here, driven off the accessory drive from the supercharger and everything else. So that side does the interior of the V. You've got another magneto on this side. So following this, you've got two lots of break off. One goes forward there, and it does more spark plugs on the outside of the V. And following this loom across here, it goes under there, through there, and you've got another rail of spark plug leads there. So two magnetos, one powering spark plugs on the inside of the V, one powering spark plugs on the outside of the V, to make sure there's a positive spark and every chance that the fuel is going to go bang in the cylinder. What else we've got here? So around this side is an engine-driven electrical generator, and you can see the engine drive off there, the pick-off at the same area. This is the accessory drive at the rear of the engine here. You've got the sump, oil pump, air fuel pump going down to the carby, and on this side, the drive from all these cylinders powering up and down turns a crankcase, which is in there, goes to the front of the engine. You have a reduction gearbox here. There's about 3 to 1, so the crankshaft turns one way, clockwise, I believe. This turns it the other way around. So it flips the drive, but it reduces the speed of the engine by about three times. And that then, of course, directly connected to the prop shaft. So it's got a minimum frontal area. So most of the accessories are streamlined. And that's one of the big advantages with these. These started off being the Rolls-Royce Type R in the Schneider Cup engines of the C races in the 20s up to 1937, 39, that sort of era. And then they were developed into the Eagle and then into the Merlin, replaced by the Griffin, a much larger engine with the shaft that went the other direction. So that's a brief overview of the Merlin. Hope it didn't bore you too much. If there's any sort of other questions you have about it, put them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. I don't have all the answers, but I can certainly look it up. Thanks for joining. See you next time. If I can work out how to hang up. Oh, that button there.